Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing America the Beautiful, Willie Nelson.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
And now from east of the Pacific to west of parts unknown, south of Mars, north of hell, here are the smartest minds in the sport of professional wrestling. This is Brainbuster Radio.
You only learn the way you are inside when life gives you the test. Will you back down, turn and run, or stand up with the best? When your back's to the wall, what will your answer be? Will you run for the door? Will you run out on me like it's hard? It's no holds barred. Most people only know the easy way.
Hi, hello, how you doing, and what's going on? You are listening to Brainbuster Radio on this Memorial Day week in the United States. I'm Long Island Ice-T, along with my fellow Brainbusters, Jumpin' Jacob J, that's Triple J, and Vinman. Guys, how you doing?
Doing great. I'm just saying it's a great week to be an American.
It is a fantastic week to be an American, a fantastic week to be a part of the professional wrestling universe. What a great, great time of year. Brainbuster Radio, you're listening to us here on the iTunes. Maybe you're listening to us on Stitcher, or hear us first and live on tape Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern on errorfm.com. on Error FM Live, Channel 1. And also, we are very, very big and keen on the tweeters at the Brainbusters. And we are also blowing up YouTube.com/BrainbusterRadio. Like us on Facebook. And download us on your mobile device. Let's get into why we're all here this week. Because men and women and children have fought for us. For us to be able to sit here and talk to you. Whether it's in the ring, out in the courtroom, on the playground, in Twitter, professional wrestling. We are able to talk to you because of the men and women, the fighting men and women in our armed forces here in the United States. And we are remembering those fallen soldiers this week because they gave us the ultimate sacrifice, guys. From the walls of Fort Ticonderoga to the sands of Kandahar, everyone who shed blood did not do so in vain. And we will carry on your memory as freedom spreads, just like this radio show.
You know something, Al, I'd just like to thank all the troops out there that have sacrificed themselves, made the ultimate sacrifice to protect this country and protect one of the greatest things that this country has, which is professional wrestling. The United States, we do professional wrestling better than anybody else, better than the Japanese, better than the Brazilians. And I would just like to thank all the troops for making this possible and making sure Vince McMahon's empire reigns supreme.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Kurt Angle, The Patriot, Gene Snitsky. All these men symbolize the U.S. of A. And
Here comes a brontosaurus.
He is the show-off, Dolph Ziggler!
All right. I guess Vicky Guerrero's not going to let us get through our thank yous to the troops, so we'll get right into it, guys. Big news on Monday Night Raw. If you watched, Dolph Ziggler looks like he's going solo in a big tag match, rematch from the pay-per-view. Him and his partner Jack Swagger got a shot at the tag champs Kofi Kingston and Ron the Truth Killings, but fell short once again. And now Dolph and Swag have lost on Superstars, at the pay-per-view, and on Raw, dog. And now Dolph Ziggler's pissed after the match. He said, I'm better than this. I'm Dolph Ziggler. I'm better than this, Vicky. And it looks like he wants out of the tag team. And afterwards, he even had some more words about his failures with his partner.
So, Dolph, earlier tonight, Vicky seemed to have something in store for you that will benefit your career. What do you hope that is?
Well, she seemed to have something in store after I told her I needed something to be done. Either way, no matter what it is, it should be something along the lines of main event calibers, main eventing Raw, main eventing SmackDown, pay-per-views, something down the line where I'm where I deserve to be on top.
Dolph Ziggler does deserve to be on top, guys. I mean, the guy's a hoss, and I only think Vicky's holding him back. How about Jens?
I mean, it's about time. That's all I got to say. Dolph Ziggler is a main eventer. He is a main eventer. Everybody knows his name. You know, all that stuff looks funny whenever he was going around shaking hands saying, "Hi, I'm Dolph Ziggler." But look at it now. Everybody knows who he is.
I mean, you're right there that he's certainly one of the top superstars, but it really doesn't make sense that you got two great superstars in Swagger and Ziggler. They just can't coexist for some reason. Well, I don't understand why.
I know why.
Two former world champs, just like the Mega Powers.
Guys, I know why. They're both main event caliber guys. But Swagger is not everything you want. He needs someone like Vicky Guerrero to give him that rub. He needs her to get him heat. That's what Vicky is. She's a heat magnet. Dolph does not need her. Dolph can get heat on his own.
I understand that, but you cannot count out the importance of having a manager. It could be the difference between getting to the top and being a mid-card guy.
I understand.
But the right manager.
Managers can get in the way.
Well, but sometimes they can help you out. He doesn't need her to get the heat, you're right. But to win, he might.
You're saying that because he's undersized, obviously.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when you're trying to get to the top, you need every advantage you could get. A manager can do that.
Yeah, but has she? It's
the right manager.
Yeah,
that's what we need to think about. Vicky Guerrero is not the right manager for him. She is probably the right manager for Swagger.
Wait, the right manager for who?
Vicky is not the right manager for Dolph.
I'm Dolph Ziggler.
You're right, and it's proven because they've been together for now how long, Jake? About 2 years, 3, longer?
I don't.
It's not working. Obviously, it's not working.
Well, he's been to the top before. I don't understand the fact that he's been teaming with.
He's been to the top for like a week.
Yeah, for a week, for a cup of coffee, he was able.
So that cheesehead had to get involved.
And Dolph now has the in-ring acumen, professional wrestling-wise. That's performing during a match. That's performing before and after a match. He has the look. He has what every stew bum wants.
The day that Dolph Ziggler dumps down this show for a mass audience is the day you'll find
He
him
has
silent to supercuts.
no problem getting heat, and that's why I think he should get rid of Vicky Guerrero, and he finally is, it looks like. Or at least he's having her take him in another direction. He's taking control of his own career instead of putting it in the hands of others, and that is what we've been saying Dolph has needed to do for years now, dog.
Well, I certainly agree there. I mean, you got to be your own man, but a manager can help out tremendously. All the great ones had managers.
Yes,
But,
but
I don't
the
think
right
anybody's
manager, you're
saying to
slamming the
dump a
same thing.
manager.
Vinman.
You know I'm a huge Ziggler honk. I'm not just discounting his abilities here. I know he's great. I'm just saying that it could not hurt.
It has hurt. Look at where his career is. He lost on Superstars.
Well, that's probably because of Swagger's fault.
That has nothing to do with Swagger, all right? If Vicky was right for Dolph, they would have the tag titles. Vicky Guerrero doesn't provide any kind of advantage in matches. All she is there for is to get heat. That's all she's good for, and he doesn't need any more. He is fine on his own. Let him go. Let the bird leave the nest.
I mean, remember whenever Dolph, this Royal Rumble, it's not that far ago. He was main eventing against Punk, and for some reason he only had that one shot, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the only reason he got there was because he dropped the title to Ryder.
And he wasn't really in that feud allowed to be himself. He was just Vicky Guerrero's guy, and that's where he got the heat from. Let him get the heat as Dolph Ziggler, as this fast-talking, really good-looking, uber, ultra-athletic jackass who just pisses everyone off because he's so damn good at being so damn good.
Oh, I agree. I've said it many times. This man is a modern-day Mr. Perfect.
He's a modern-day a lot of guys. He is Billy Gunn, but he can talk. He is Mr. Perfect, but he's not dead.
Even Kurt Hennig had the coach to help him out. That's all I'm saying.
And he had Bobby Heenan.
You know what? I'm thinking about a manager for him. I think I want to stick to a female manager. I'm thinking Sunny. I mean, I think that could be older.
Right.
That's
somebody
I think
who'll help
that
you with
sounds
matches
good
right there.
because she is going to be up on the apron. She's going to be showing some skin if she has to. She's not afraid to do that. We've seen it before.
That's just too much good looking, I think. The Body Donis, when Sunny had them, they were two pretty foul-looking gentlemen. Dolph Ziggler is how
90s,
I
they
wish
were
I
very
could
good
look. I think I could speak for almost 98% of American males out there besides Buff and Scotty. Everybody wants to be Dolph Ziggler. Everybody wants to look like Dolph Ziggler. He's the host of one of the hottest shows on YouTube. He is maybe the greatest athlete ever in World Wrestling Entertainment. He is a hoss. He's a hoss, by God.
I'm just saying, you may want to look up what Sonny's doing. It could be you want to
look up what Sonny's doing.
Which one is better looking?
Sonny's still got it, but I've heard she's got some issues.
Still got it, but
she's got some issues. You're right. I think Dolph probably surpassed her too. It's a damn handsome man, chiseled jaw, abs. I don't want to, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm not to sound like one of the homosexual Americans. But Dolph Ziggler's very good looking. Let's get off Dolph before we stick it in him too much. After a tough South American tour, I mean, just brutal schedule-wise, flight cancellations, controversy. It's said on the Intersphere that the talent in the WWE is very tired right now, especially the top guys who, in addition, of course, wrestling and performing, they've also been doing a lot of promotional work down there. A lot of people are saying, they're not surprised Cena's getting divorced because he's never home. These guys are being worn thin. He's doing a lot of SmackDown shows even now because they don't feel Orton is enough of a draw by himself. Guys, do you think the WWE is wearing their talent too thin?
I mean, that's. I don't know. I'm going to get more into this in Falls Count anywhere, but you've got all these extra be a star things, reading challenges, where you're sending multiple guys, and it's not just
funny car races.
It's not just Mark Henry doing SmackDown your vote whenever he hasn't been on TV. You got Sheamus at the Be a Star. You got active big guys doing this stuff, but. I mean, I don't want to be, I don't want to treat them soft either. I mean, Ric Flair wrestled twice on Sundays.
Well, I mean, maybe they're finally wrestling hard now and trying to put on a good show. I mean, there's a lot of younger talents out there that really got to step their game up to try to get to that next level. And if you do that, you got to put on some good matches. And maybe they're finally doing that.
These guys they're being worn thin, I think, guys. I mean, like you said, Be a Star, that campaign's so huge. This network, the pressure, the Linda McMahon campaign, I mean, they don't really say anything. They don't affiliate with it. But you know that the whole product is they're trying to maintain an image so she could win a Senate seat. I mean, there's so much pressure being put on these performers, even more than when the company was extremely successful. Because when the company was successful, they were given creative freedom. They were given the freedom of knowing they had a job because they were making so much money. Nowadays, they know cuts are coming once a year, big time after WrestleMania. They know that they can't be out of line or they're going to get suspended, whether it's with partying too much, having a good time outside of the ring, even in the ring maybe. Now, I mean, the pressure on these guys is immense, and I don't think it's what they signed up for because it's nothing like the WWE has ever done before. This amount of pressure on their performers, it's hurting the product, it's hurting the performers.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to. Isn't that kind of the business? Isn't that kind of what everybody's been doing since the beginning of this? Aren't you supposed to be on the road 6 days a week? 200 how many days a year? Or 300 how many days a year?
You're right on. There.
I don't want to make excuses, but that's from what I've interpreted, that's kind of what everybody signed up for.
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody has one. These guys got to sack up. They have the best job in the world. If anybody complains, they should just quit and take their ass home, take their ball and leave like the Bella Twins did, like Stone Cold did at one point, Brock Lesnar. If you don't have what it takes to be on the road through almost 300 days a year, like warriors like John Cena, doing the back-breaking work. Even, I'll even go out and say guys like Mike Mizanin doing the promotional work in places nobody wants to go, like Germany or Russia or even China. I mean, these guys
Wisconsin.
Have Schenectady, New York. These guys have the greatest job in the world. They're pussies for complaining. You just got to go to South America. I mean, are there more beautiful women in the world than down in South America? Come on. You are living the life, living the dream. What all of us here talking about you wish we were doing. Nut the fuck up. Jeez. 300 days a year is a lot of days, though, guys.
They go by fast.
Imagine being on a plane that much.
You know what? These guys say they would do anything to make it. Well, do anything.
I could barely take 2 flights a year. These guys are flying every other day. I don't know how they can ask their talent to do this and not expect their product to suffer. It's really tough.
Okay, let's go off that. Let's try to. What would you do to boost morale? I mean, less travel equals less shows equal less money. Is that the only solution?
That's the nature of the beast, and you gotta just grab your ball sack. I don't care if you're a woman. Grab your lady sack, pick it up, and just go forward, because this is the only way to maintain a global phenomenon for as long as they have. 50 plus years, 70 something years almost.
I think that may be why you're seeing so many FCW guys coming up. You're getting a rotating roster.
You got to have talent. Cena has loads of it and loads of fortitude. He was not on Raw though this week. he got a break, and that shows you work hard enough, you're going to be given a break, even if you're in that top spot.
Yeah, but he was in the post-dark match, I think.
Yeah, he showed up to the event, but he didn't have to worry about, putting on an A show, I guess, for the television cameras. That was the Big Show's job this week, is he carried the load in the main event spot this week. He gave a big-time promo to kick off Raw, guys, and it was almost a carbon copy of his promo on SmackDown, which was not that entertaining, kind of boring. This one, though, included a stool in the middle of the ring, which was a very great touch. It also included the Big Show in his new look, business casual. It also included the Big Show mentioning his ironclad contract. And he also slammed home the point that he is no longer the businessman that he was. He said that he was doing all that smiling and waving for the fans to make money, which we knew all along. But now he said he's got his contract, ironclad contract, with a big fat bonus, by the way, and he could do whatever he wants. And that is be the most dominant giant that there is in this business. I thought it was a great promo, and it put the Big Show back over as a great heel, like we said last week he is.
I disagree. That 20 minutes was torture. I was flipping back and forth between the Lemmy documentary on VH1.
All right, it wasn't 20 minutes.
I hate those. I'm telling you, I hate those things. Did they dim the lights? Because they always do that.
The lights weren't dimmed. No, they left the house lights on so you could see the fans' reaction to Big Show turning.
I hate those kind of promos.
That stool that he brought, that's good.
Great
it shows
touch.
that you mean business and you're not moving till you get your point across. But Triple J's right here. It was just too long. It
was like 20
Show,
minutes.
He's good for 5 minutes screaming at Hogan, and then that's it.
I thought that was a very good promo. It showed the new, mean, ruthless Big Show. He said no one was in his league, and it's believable because he is a dominant-looking figure. He's imposing.
He got beat by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is only what?
He told you why. He was a businessman.
About a dozen other guys.
He was a businessman. Now he's a giant.
He's
There's
not
a difference.
Giants don't wear suits.
What are you talking about?
Giants aren't business casual.
Yes. What did Andre wear? Andre wore car salesman jackets,
because he was being managed by Heenan.
Which is the direction the Big Show's going.
You look good, you play good.
He is in that same. He's doing the same exact moves Andre made. He was the face for a nice chunk of his career now, and he's going to being a heel. And he's wearing the business casual like Andre did. I would prefer the Big Show. He should just go straight out, completely rip off the guy you're emulating, like Sandow does, to a great effect, and wear the car salesman jacket. That'll get you over even more. That's the look Big Show needs. But it's good right now. It could be better. I don't know why you guys don't like it. Big Show's great in the ring, on the mic. What do you need from him? What do you want from him?
I need 5 minutes, no more. That's what I need.
I agree there. I don't think the promo was good enough to go 20 minutes.
It wasn't 20 minutes.
It was like 17, 18 then.
All this bullshit he's feeding me, it's just not believable.
It was about that much into the show, but they had that. The thing I was upset was they ran the same exact video package before Raw started that they did before SmackDown started, which really shits all over SmackDown as the B show. They're not even trying to make that shit watchable anymore. It's watchable. It's very watchable, very entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I am someone who looks forward to watching SmackDown more each week than Raw because there's fresher faces. But they don't try to make SmackDown, something new for the mainstream at least.
If we're going to talk Big Show right now, I think we need to talk Big Show Clay. And, does Clay have any credibility? I think it was a good move. You don't want Big Show just to go out there and punch
1, 2, 3,
Alex Riley or something. He goes out there and takes out Clay, who I think is still undefeated since I never heard the bell rung.
Yeah.
But, I think we need to be talking. Does that help? It definitely helps Big Show, but does it hurt Clay?
No, I don't think it hurts Brodus because
But, I mean, he looked like a chump.
Well, the Big Show, they had to slam home that no one's in Big Show's league because that is what they're putting all their money in to for No Way Out in the cage, which we also have to discuss because last week we begged for a stipulation and we got one. Brodus Clay, I mean, he got punked, but the match never started, so he really didn't get a fair shake, although he did get taken out from, right in front of him. He didn't hit him from behind or anything.
No, I mean, he was looking right at him.
If anybody looks weak, it's the tag champs who got decimated trying to help out Big Brodus. But I don't think it's not anything we haven't seen before where the tag champs get demolished by the big heel. Brodus, I don't think he took a hit because his record is untouched still, so he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody came out looking terrible about that. I mean, the one thing I was disappointed about, I wanted to see Clay show that great athleticism that JR keeps talking about, but
big man with athleticism. Yeah, we still haven't seen it. But, he's going to get a shot maybe in a one-on-one feud with Dolph. That's what we were asking for last week. It looks like we might have a shot at it. I don't know. But the Big Show, he's a polarizing figure, much like Cena. It's in a cage now. Does that satisfy your thirst for a stipulation, Jake?
It's okay, but I'm more concerned if it's going to be the last match on the card, which it definitely looks like it's going to be now. I don't care. It could be an Inferno match. It could be an ambulance match. It could be a tuxedo match. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't want that match to be the last one on the card.
I don't either. I want to see that. We said the WWE
it's
title
be
has
now.
to be, but it's going to be.
We thought it was last week. You put it in a cage. It's definitely going to be there.
Well, I mean, it had to be put in a cage. I mean, there's just too much of a threat of people interfering in this match. I think it was a good job to have it in a cage. Hopefully it'll keep some people out. But, I mean, I think they sort of had to do this because I don't think the Big Show could put on a good enough match.
Once again, I'm going to disagree with you when you said that last week. The Big Show can put on a great match. The Big Show's a hell of a talent in the ring. The only thing is there's no title involved. What are you doing to your titles, WWE? You don't have the last match on every pay-per-view of 2012 be non-title matches.
The titles are like
destroying
quarterbacks.
The credibility of them.
The titles are like quarterbacks. If you got two quarterbacks, you got nothing.
We'll end on that because I don't think you've ever said anything as brilliant on this show. That is true. Let's stop there. On to more promising things. The debut match. It finally happened.
Official match.
The debut. Well, the other one wasn't a match. It was more of a exhibition, a beatdown, and an enlightenment, if you will. But this week on SmackDown, if you didn't watch, Damien Snadow, who's quickly jumped into our Fave 5. He might be number one in my Fave 5, dog. After we get through this here, I might rank him above that boy D. Bry, dog. I mean, Damien Snadow comes out and just puts on a clinic with Yoshi Tatsu, a formidable opponent from the land of the rising sun. And there's this was his first match, and I think it requires us to debut a new segment here on Brainbuster Radio, one in which we will break down and go to our Radiostrator as we go through the entire first match of Damien Sandow's career in the WWE. Let me tell you here, Damien Snadow, guys, is a wrestler. He is a professional wrestler. A guy who can take his opponent out with wrestling moves. Would you agree?
Certainly is very consistent. He does what he needs to do. He's all business in the ring.
I mean, you watch the match here, and it's coming up right there. Snadow realizes that he has an opening that Tatsu just is not skilled enough to cover that.
Jake, we've got the match right here. We're going to play it back, and we're going to illustrate during this match exactly what happened. It is It is incredible. Now look at Sandow walking down the aisle. In his blue robe, he looks ready to pounce.
Allow me to beg your indulgence for one moment.
What skills on the microphone? He is a talker.
I'm here to help all of you.
Very helpful in the community.
Last week, your intellectual savior was faced with yet another conundrum. Subject you, the unwashed masses of the WWE Universe, to a contest between myself and an unworthy opponent. A bout that would serve only to further propel
Sandow
you all
stepping through
into
the ropes.
doldrums of your self-imposed ignorance.
You gotta
Man
respect
has
self.
great passion for what he does.
He does
always
have a
brings
passion.
his A game.
You gotta respect. You have to respect the ignorant masses because they don't know better.
Tatsu in the corner, looking worried. He wouldn't tell it to anyone, but he looks worried.
Pedestal of enlightenment that you all so desperately clamor for. Please remain silent when I am speaking. Thank you.
You gotta respect silence.
Oh, he demands attention when he's out there. He doesn't worry about it when anybody else is doing. He only worries about what he's doing.
I chose to depart without incident. When I was accosted verbally by the sophomoric bantering of this ignorant...
Oh, this sophomoric bantering from Ignorami. It's you gotta get your mojo going when someone's talking to you like that.
dunce did not grasp the concept of what I was trying to teach him. So tonight...
The verbiage that he's using, calling the guy a dunce, I mean, whap! What a phrase the guy's turning right there.
I do this not just for him.
Sandow continuing to tell the fans why he is the better man, and he will show that in the ring here in just a minute.
Oh, see, now Sandow's deep into his promo he's cutting as he's about to go and get physical with the guy, and he's got his Mojo Nation going here, as you see, as he goes, they're ready to start the match here.
Intellectual savior. And I think after all that, it means that we're going to actually see Damien Snadow compete in a match here on SmackDown.
And now the match gets going, and look at the Mojo Nation in the guy. You can see it in his eyes. He's got the pink trunks.
Tatsu not having any respect for what's going on out there, not respecting the referee's instructions, trying to get on him when he shouldn't be.
Tatsu's not respecting the process there.
Sandow telling the referee to back Tatsu up out of the corner.
Oh, and then see, bam! See, you gotta take your opponent and you want to put him in a compromising position. You want to try to pin him 1, 2, 3 because that's how you win the match. Oh, and then a devastating maneuver there.
Huge maneuver by Sandow. Tatsu almost out of it.
See, Sandow's getting ready to unleash hell here, if you will.
And that is the contest.
That's
the winner,
the contest. Let's
Damien Sandow.
Damien Sandow has more for us. His Mojo Nation keeps going as the match goes on.
Just so consistent out there in the
And look
ring.
at the replay, though. Wham! Hooks the arm. Hooks the arm around the throat and takes him down. And there's the 3 count. 1, 2, 3.
Such
Sandow
pageantry
on
out
his
there.
debut
And
match.
then a cartwheel.
1, 2, 3. Victorious. Via pinfall.
Victorious after with the cartwheel, guys. Now, of that entire match we just broke down, Damien Sandow showing a plethora of maneuvers and just an exuberant amount of fortitude, grace, and intelligence. What was your favorite moment of that contest?
Well, I certainly just loved just the old school wrestling, old school maneuvers. Took him out with that Russian leg sweep. I mean, going back to first principles, just picking a body part, taking him apart. It's just very technical, great.
Back to basics. It's what you learn when you're in the dungeons, when you're the dog days, Hell Week we used to call it. And you you would get beat by your coach, and I'm sure Sandow had a great coach, and he showed everything you learned on that first day and applied it to Yoshitatsu. Incredible Mojonation. Wham! 1, 2, 3. Follows it up with a classic cartwheel. Unbelievable. A cartwheel, guys. Last time we saw a cartwheel, I can't even remember.
Well, I'll say something right now. I think all of those superstars that were complaining about hard times working down in South America and too much work can learn something from Mr. Sandow here. He's doing it the way it should be done, wrestling like a champ. I bet he could have wrestled 3 or 4 more times that night.
He said that afterwards, guys, I got good you said that because I got more. He afterwards said he's not going to celebrate that first win because there might be a new Mr. No Days Off.
Oh, why should he? He's just some mystery.
Perrier, easy on the ice, please.
Mr. Sandow. Mr. Sandow, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about your match here tonight.
I'm sure you do.
Well, you just heard your first official victory here on SmackDown. Do you feel as though you enlightened the WWE Universe in any way here tonight?
Do I feel as though I've enlightened the WWE Universe here tonight?
Yes, that was the question.
Enlightenment is the true essence of my calling. It is the purpose of my mission. It is the sole reason I am here in the WWE. Are you trying to allude that I fail at anything I do?
No, I would never do that.
Yes, I do feel as though I've enlightened the WWE Universe, as I will continue to do every time I make an appearance. Soon, my enlightenment will spread as the rays of the sun illuminate the globe on a consistent and daily basis.
Well, how do you plan on celebrating this victory here tonight?
Celebration is for simpletons. I have work to do. Ignatius, make that heavy on the ice, please.
I tell you, the man just
heavy on the ice.
he commands respect.
Have we seen someone make impact like this so early in their career in recent memory? I can't remember.
No, it's got to be at least 10 years, I'd say.
I don't remember ever seeing a combination of this, of the ferociousness, yet the intelligence and the composure. It's like he has all the best qualities of every great grappler ever rolled into one. I mean, he's completely taking another man's gimmick and just elevating it to heights that you never thought it could be. Incredible. Damien Sandow's first match destroys Yoshitatsu. Guys, we broke that thing down. I don't think you could have dug deeper into it. Every crevice of that match was examined by us. The Brainbusters. We are the smartest minds in the sport of professional wrestling for a reason, and you learned it there. We can break it down move by move, hold by hold, go behind by go behind, all the way till the 1, 2, 3 and the cartwheel. When we get back, though, we got our Superposedown, guys. This week, it involves video games. It will pit Vinman against Triple J, Jumpin' Jacob J. We'll also talk Punk, the WWE champion, by the way, who no one's talking about, in one of the best feuds going. Whether it's in the courtroom, in the ring, I think it's Twitter, one of the best feuds, maybe ever. Of course, we got some controversy in Brazil to talk about, and guess what? Yeah, we're going to be talking TN-fucking-A. I can't believe I said it, but we're going to do it right here on Brainbuster Radio when we return. A cartwheel.
Hey, Creative. You got anything for me?
Yeah, I had some stuff, and I was working on it, but I know there's certain things you won't do, so I'm just going to give it to the new guy.
Come on, Marty, man. I need something here.
Yeah, I'll get you something next week.
What was it, man? Was it politics, religion? I don't care. I'll do anything.
No. I had you making out with this diva, and you had to grab her tit a little bit, and I just don't want to make you uncomfortable. What's wrong?
Make out with a diva? Grabbing her? Why wouldn't I want to do that?
You're not gay?
No.
Then why do you keep sticking that thing in my face? Go. Ready? Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
When 12 rednecks wash off on an island paradise, it ain't survival of the fittest. It's survival of the reddest.
It's a ninja beaver for making do.
Y'all making a mess of something.
There's a tampon in every survival kit, and it's not because I think some lady's lost in the woods.
I found a log up there. A poop log?
Another day in paradise. Who's the reddest of them all?
It's game time. Put up or shut up.
CMT's new show, Redneck Island. Premieres Saturday, June 9th at 10, 9 Central. Right after my big redneck vacation on CMT.
Law and Order.
456.
The Simpsons.
508.
Lassie.
588.
Gunsmoke.
635.
But only one show has reached a milestone this impressive. It's the unheard of, unprecedented 1,000th episode of Raw. Join the celebration when Raw begins a new era as a 3-hour extravaganza.
Beginning July 23rd.
The time is now to become part of something bigger than yourself. A force that will change the game.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
We will unite, speak our voice, use our power, and influence the world. We will create a new future.
Everybody at home, put your hand on the screen and feel me flow through you into your homes.
Join the revolution.
Go to
Define the revolution. Live the revolution.
AJ, first off, that's a great shirt you got on.
Thanks, I made it myself.
I see that. Well, AJ, first off, what's he like most about CM Punk?
I mean, he's just a great person, you know? I mean, he stands up for what he believes in, and I mean, we like the same comics. Neither of us believe in doing drugs or drinking. We have a lot in common, and I don't know, he's just a really good person. What's there not to like?
Well, do you see yourselves as becoming more than just friends?
Why, did he say something?
No, not to our knowledge, but do you see that?
You know what, I think I see him going in his dressing room, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Brainbuster Radio.
Long Island Iced Tea here with my fellow Brainbusters, Vinman and Triple J, Jumpin' Jacob J, where we definitely respect the cartwheel. Yeah. You guys dancing? You guys dancing like Das Wunderkind?
Yeah, got that right, Alan.
You guys didn't sound very pumped up for the house music.
Well, I mean, back in my younger days during a Nitro at Disney World, I was going crazy to this, but right now I'm just focused on this here show.
All business here on Brainbuster Radio if you're Vin, man. Me, I'm just trying to have a good time, yeah. We listened to AJ Lee backstage, guys. Backstage. AJ Lee got involved, finally, on Raw with D-Bry and Punk. D-Bry got his rematch against CM Punk, non-title, but it appears that he has positioned himself for another title match after getting the victory, where AJ Lee cost Punk the match. You saw it coming, clear as day. Punk, even before he lost, said, "No, you can't be out here. No," and then he lost. D-Bry.
I mean, it's like everybody that she wants to win just loses.
Yeah, the kiss of death, man. And she did help Punk, though, however. She did assist him in avoiding a beatdown by the second smartest man, I would say, in the WWE, a man who has now stuck his nose in the WWE title picture, Kane.
Yeah, I mean, Kane has a legitimate shot, but, I mean, Brian, he should be a lock, but, yeah, it would seem like, Kane may fit in there somewhere, maybe like a special guest referee or something.
I think.
Oh my God, you can't have him be a referee. That's ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what kind of booking you're making there, Jake.
I think
want to see
people
Kane
would like
compete.
to see it.
Kane might be the champ after Friday.
It's possible.
I'm not going to be no special ref. You're just assuming he's not going to win on Friday. Then I'm guessing, huh?
Well,
first
I don't think he's
WWE
gonna
title
be Punk.
defense on SmackDown in 8 years. Jake does not see it being a change of hands.
I mean, Kane, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's smarter.
Smarter. Well read. Kane comes out on SmackDown. If we can rewind to SmackDown, which was a much better show, I would say, last week, more than this past Raw at least. Kane comes out, as every other SmackDown starts off, with guys saying, "I should be the champ." You could seriously not count how many times SmackDown has started off like that, and it turning into a 3-way or 4-way. Kane comes out, though, great, and immediately doesn't even do his pyro shtick, grabs the mic and says, "I am the most worthy professional wrestler and adequate performer, and I deserve a title shot of a great magnitude, henceforth, thence coming soliloquy," and other big words. Kane he's on Sandow's level, and I don't know. I might be rooting for him on Friday to take the title from Punk and just see him and D-Bry go at it, because when D-Bry came out, he was vicious on Kane with those chair shots, and in one of the all-time great scenes ever on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan getting held back by the entire referee crew, just screaming yes at the top of his lungs, pointing his fingers in the air. I mean, that was awesome.
Kane, he has a legitimate gripe, but if he doesn't win this Friday, how can he make it into the main event?
I mean, Kane's been losing a lot. We can't say that, but yeah, you're right. He has to win to get into that match, I'm assuming.
Well, he turns it on whenever it counts. I mean, I fully expect him to win. I really do.
If he doesn't win, I think his feud next should be, he should get, once he's out of this D-Bry thing, which is, we're going to discuss here in a second, as I'm going to go off topic for 1 sec. We're going to get into, are they doing too much with this title picture? Was it fine as it was? But Kane, if it doesn't pan out for him here, I think the next move, if I'm going to do some fantasy booking here, I don't care if it's on television, YouTube, if it's tweeted out into the tweeter sphere, if it's emailed to all the WWE Universe, they should have a academic decathlon, Kane versus Sandow.
Oh, I think that should be the feud regardless if Kane wins or not. If Kane wins, they should just book the title match versus Kane versus Sandow, WrestleMania, and then have them just talk for a whole year.
That would be great.
It would be more entertaining than what they're doing now.
Oh, well, let's not go that far. Let's get back into the WWE title picture. Like we said, it's the first time it's defended in 8 years on SmackDown. Does Kane have a shot on Friday? Is it going to end up being a 3-way? Where does AJ Lee fit in all this? Is there too much going on? Who is doing all this? Why is Kane involved?
You know what? I don't think it's too much with Kane because really, like, I don't see AJ or Brian being out there for that match. I think it's just going to be straight up one-on-one, and the better man is going to win, and the title is going to stay in Chicago.
You're an optimist, man.
Unfortunately,
You're a big-time optimist.
You know I'm going to be cheering for Kane really hard. Unfortunately, there's no way Kane's going to win this match.
Not on episode 667. Maybe last week.
Yeah, you're right. They're just going to let Punk win. But I'm very curious to hear what you wrestling purists out there have to think that they're finally getting somebody with some credibility involved in this feud.
I am going to say Kane. Anytime Kane's involved, it's a good thing. He's entertaining. He's smart. He's athletic. He is the most underrated performer, perhaps, of his generation.
Well, now that he's gotten rid of that voice box or whatever he had to use, he's certainly done a lot better.
Kane, at least, you know what? That's a good point. The voice box was great, and if you're not going to have him have the voice box, he should be extremely intelligent, and I like this turn that he's made. Where
once Paul Bearer got buried in that cement, I mean, he needed to start talking on his own, and he's really ran with it.
He needs to use words like melancholy, and he's running with it. And look, last week he was in a number one contender match. This week he's in the title match. And I mean, last week if he didn't win on 666, though, I don't know how he's going to win on 667.
But you know what? How does that work? He lost the number one contenders match, but he turned into the number one contender.
You know, if you're just in the right place at the right time in the WWE, anything can happen. And guys, let's not forget. I mean, we got this little 90-pound, possibly 13-year-old girl sitting in the corner who's looking so tight, so tight.
All right,
how is she involved? She's enamored with Punk apparently, but she cost him the match. But she helped him, save face against Kane. Is she gonna be? She's gonna be involved on Friday. Whose side is she on? Is she playing us? You can't trust a woman that's innocent looking. You just can't.
All right, let me just say this. You guys know I'm a big technical wrestling guy. I will watch matches with 5-minute headlock holds and just eat it up. I don't care if anybody ever goes to the top rope. But this, I mean, I'm just assuming that Punk's going to win. And, we're going to have him, D-Bry, for the title at No Way Out with AJ there. I am just all about AJ Lee right now. I really don't care. I really don't care what happens in the match. As long as she's out there, as long as she's stirring it up, as long as she's involved in some way, I'm going to be happy.
What gets you harder, Jake? The big fight feel or AJ Lee's tube socks?
Oh, if you asked me last week, it would be a different answer than right now. I mean, I'm not going to answer that, but you're going to find out within 5 minutes what my answer is.
If I could be a complete pig right now, her vagina is, it's guaranteed to be extremely smooth and look like an actual pussycat.
Oh, yeah, it's probably never been cracked. That's why.
The question is it that way because it can't grow any hair, or does she maintain it? Because if it's the latter, I'm cool with it. But there's something about her where I want to see her birth certificate. She's like the Obama of the
Call up
WWE.
her mom and ask for her birth certificate.
I don't know. I'm happy that she's involved and Kane's involved.
How many candles are on the cake?
Yeah, exactly. How many times have you blown out your candles? CM Punk D-Bry, one-on-one, straight technical wrestling, needs to be saved for months like March and April, where it's serious wrestling. Right now, we're at a moment in the season, I like to call it, where you don't want to spoil what you can be making a ton of money off later down the road. And that's why I'm happy Kane's involved in AJ. It gives it an interesting angle, but it doesn't ruin and give us something too early. Make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be. It's not going to be last month. It's not going to be. It's still going to be technical, and hopefully she's not interfering throughout the duration of the match.
She can't help herself.
Hopefully it's just at the end, but I mean, I'm just wondering, like, I know she was wearing a Punk shirt, but like, I'm wondering, is she wearing, Yes underwear, maybe?
Or is she sleeping with some sort of red and black mask at night?
Well, now that.
Or, Jake, you really hope she's sleeping in Batman sheets at night. That's what I think you're hoping. In fact, aren't you so infatuated with her that you're about to drop something huge?
I just dropped something huge during this break, but I got something else. I got something else huge to drop because I got the idea last week. I put it together, put the lyrics together, put the music to it, and this week I'm going to debut a brand new song, a song that may, if you can believe this, may be better than Yes. And this song is coming up right now.
And the world premiere of Make Me Crazy For You by Jumpin' Jacob J.
AJ was a girl I didn't care about. When she came on, I just went and changed the channel. And then she hooked up with Debray. I like her now. It doesn't matter if she wears plaid or flannel. She seemed like a nice girl, just a pretty young thing. Always at Brian's side, she wasn't lazy. The kiss of death happened, he was champ no more. And this is when that girl started getting crazy. AJ, you're everything I want. You're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I like your skulls with pink bows, I like the plaid that you wear. I really like your high-laced Converse kicks. I didn't know this about me, but like CM Punk said, I kinda dig crazy chicks. You can claw out my eyes, you can burn down my house, you can stalk me every day and all night.
All right!
I'll even carry your bags, please come home with me. We can go inside and then turn out the light. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I'll play Space Invaders with you all day. I'll listen to every word that you have to say. I'll be your Lord of the Ring, you'll be my Queen of Naboo. Just give me one chance to appreciate you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you.
Yeah! All right!
I'm telling you.
Unbelievable. Triple J does it again.
It just hits
Another
me. I don't plan out to do these things, but when you've got people like Daniel Bryan, AJ Lee, it just happens.
Now, Jake, I've known you for quite some time. Now,
Right.
You're calling a girl your Queen of Naboo. I mean, that's
you know.
You don't get
You
much
know
of a
I'm
bigger
serious.
compliment than that.
I know. I just don't say that to everybody.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I never, ever in a million years thought I would say it, but it is. I think it's better than the Yes song.
You know what? I tried to add a little more musical theory into this one.
There's so much more going on in this one, and I think the heart was in the Yes song, of course, but like I could feel the love and just your soul just reaching out to just somewhere, wherever AJ is. I know that this just hit the airwaves and it touched her, even if she's not listening. If she hears this, you have a shot, dude.
Jake,
I'm hoping to feel her eventually.
You should tweet her this song.
Oh, we're definitely going to.
This song is going to be all over our Twitter at the Brainbusters, all over our YouTube account. YouTube/Brainbuster Radio. I think this might be the thing that gets us bigger than the biggest radio show out there today, the Steve Harvey program. I think we are going to finally just The
Okay, here we
disease
go.
is finally taking over the entire nation. We have done it.
I just can't
Because of
wait
Triple
until
J.
I can't wait until Volume 1 of Brainbuster Radio's Greatest Hits comes out. You know what? I think this should almost be like, Make Me Crazy for You and Yes should almost flow right into each other. It's almost like one big song.
Oh, I feel like those should be on vinyl, and I need to hear the pops and the clicks, and it's just seamless.
On one side you got Yes, on the other side you got A.
I mean, which one's the A and which one's the B? I can't even pick. Oh my God, Triple J does it again, like you said. The musician of the Brainbusters. He is the Thelonious Monk, the Miles Davis. He is the Fred Schneider of Brainbuster Universe. Jumping Jacob J. Give him another hand, guys.
So I
Amazing.
think that answers, am I ready for the big fight feel, or am I ready for just staring at AJ Lee? I wish it was like
we said it last
NBC where they had a star cam, or it was just one cam was on AJ Lee the entire time.
On WWE.com, they should have that, like they do during football games. You could watch just one player. Oh, you're right. I don't even know if I would be able to follow the storylines, though, man. I don't know, and I don't know if I'd be ready for something like our next segment, which is going to be tough to get into because it is going to be brutal. It is going to be intellectual. It's going to be the essence of what competition is. And I think it's Jake's opportunity to show AJ Lee just how valiant he can be in fighting for her love. Not only will he write a Billboard top charted song, #1, it's destined to be. He's going to compete in today's Superposedown, guys. It's Jumpin' Jacob J versus Vinman on Brainbuster Radio.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for.
But right now, let's get to my favorite event, the Posedown.
Here's the one that you of the world has been waiting for. Get ready for the Superposedown.
All right, guys. This week's Superposedown is brought to you by Marburger Inflatable Rafts. If you're in the river, if you're flying, you need a Marburger Inflatable Raft because they're safe and they're economical. Go to www.marburgerrafts.com and get yours today for only 3 payments of $14.95. That's Marburger Rafts. We make yellow rafts. Now, this week's Superposedown. Jumpin' Jacob J, Vinman. Let's set it up before I pose the pose down question to you. This week on Raw, Big Johnny came out and had huge news. He said the biggest superstar in WWE, him, was going to be on the cover of the next WWE video game, WWE 13, by THQ, coming out October 30th. But the party was spoiled by CM Punk, who then said he would be on the cover and unveiled an even bigger billboard. Guys, listen to what Big Johnny said after his moment of glory was ruined after Raw.
This Laurinaitis, CM Punk unveiled a new cover WWE 13. You're not on the cover. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a travesty. I mean, after all, CM Punk may be champion. I'm 1-0 against John Cena. I'm the executive vice president of talent relations. I'm the general manager of both Raw and SmackDown. I have 2 Twitter accounts. I multitask. That's what I do. I'm the face of the WWE. I am the man who brought people power to the WWE and made the WWE Universe bigger than ever. I'm not very happy about this. I'm going to call somebody about it. Because you know why? Big Johnny should be on the cover of that game.
I totally agree, guys, but I'm not in the pose down this week. You are. And the question for this week's Superposedown is, since Big Johnny cannot be on the cover and CM Punk already is, do you know of anyone else who has 2 Twitter accounts? I don't know. It's a travesty. But I'll ask you guys anyway. Who should be on the cover of WWE 13? Go.
Not since SmackDown Just Bring It, which featured The Rock and Kurt Angle. Has WWE got this right? Well, this year, the streak is over. The right man is already on the cover. The right man is CM Punk. For the first time in how many years, CM Punk shirts outsold John Cena shirts in the summer of Punk up to now. There's no man, if you want to talk about the revolution, the man that started the revolution is on the cover, and that man is CM Punk.
All right, I can't believe you're actually saying this. I mean, first of all, you don't want to have anybody on your cover that's encouraging drinking. Okay, that's just not right. Not good for these kids. Second of all, he's got his hands in the shape of an X. He's just saying, don't buy this game. The man that should be on this cover is the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. The greatest, maybe the greatest wrestler of all time. He's active right now. You know he's going to be challenging for that title whenever he feels like coming back. I mean, he headlined maybe the biggest WrestleMania of all time. He won the championship match. He was the man in the main event. And this game is going to be featuring the Attitude Era, supposedly. Who symbolized the Attitude Era better than Dwayne Johnson?
Jake's arm is almost down. 2. No, he lifts it up. Go, Jake.
You just don't get it. CM Punk is the right man. He has his arms crossed because he is straight edge. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't take baths during storms outside. He is the right man for this. This game is going to be rated T for teen. That is the time period where those young youth in the inner cities, they start experimenting. Who else but CM Punk, a straight edge savior who proves that through dedication and hard work, you can make it to the top of your chosen profession.
Small package. Vince is down 1.
A wise
2.
man once
Kicked
said,
out.
wrestling is only good when legends are involved. And that's why you need a legend on this game. Somebody who everybody knows about, going to make people buy this game. If I see The Rock on the cover of this game, I'm going to say to myself, oh my God, I want to play as The Rock and I want to whoop CM Punk's ass. I'm not going to look at a cover with CM Punk on it. That's going to make me not buy it because he's just a bum. He's just some guy. I could play as some guy. If you went into the Create a Wrestler screen and you just took the very default guy just wearing a pair of trunks that was naked, that'd be CM Punk.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you put The Rock on the cover in one way. The Rock can be on the cover just like whenever The Rock is on Raw. We'll put The Rock on the cover of day one. He shows up for Raw. He's gone. The Rock can be on the cover for day one. And from every day after that, CM Punk is going to be on that cover because he is the right man for the job.
Stop the match! Wait, we have another referee in here.
Wait, I want the referee that was in the ring for the decision.
I'm sorry, guys. I got knocked out during the contest. I saw what I saw. He saw what he saw. We're both raising different guys' arms.
Oh, that doesn't seem fair.
And the match ends in a draw. We might have a rematch sometime down the future. What a contest. What is it going to be like if these two ever face to face again? I don't know.
We need an outside enforcer because this happens way too much on this show.
There was no winner this week. Both men still have never won a pose down. I, Long Island Iced Tea, however, am undefeated. And I have my 2 cents to throw in on this topic. Gentlemen, what about throwing in a fresh face onto the cover? A guy who, let's say, I don't know, who's going to enlighten the masses? A guy who is going to show superior athleticism on the cover? That's right. I think the cover, if it can't be Big Johnny, who has not 1, but 2 Twitter accounts, imagine those scrambled brains you would have if you had to manage 2 Twitter accounts. The multitasking that takes. It takes 2 brains to do that kind of thing. If Johnny can't be on it, the man who ushered in people power, I say the cover should be Damien Snadow, mid-cartwheel, above someone's fallen body. A cartwheel.
That would actually be really good. Even
Cartwheel.
better, I would like to see for the cover would just be his hand grasping the microphone. Just a close-up of that. True symbolism of enlightenment.
You're jumping on the bandwagon, dog. Let's start a Twitter petition. Cartwheel on the cover. That is a cartwheel on the cover. And you know what? If it can't be him, all right, he's new. He's green. I guess some people might say he doesn't deserve it. Well, then maybe put someone from the Attitude Era on. Someone who embodies attitude. And you said The Rock. But the fact is, The Rock isn't just Attitude Era. The Rock is now. The Rock is around nowadays. So he spans different eras. Get a guy who is, to his core, Attitude Era, and that's it. And a guy like that would be a few guys I think you can embody that, the Attitude Era. You could put Brian Pillman in. Why not Brian Pillman? Honor Brian Pillman, who we honored this past week. He died years ago, some date recently. Stone Cold Steve Austin's Attitude Era. I prefer Pillman with those mirrored shades, though. That would be a classy look for the game. And then you know what you do? You put him on the normal cover, and you know they're going to have a special edition.
Collector's edition.
Collector's edition, I say, should be Luna Vachon in a thong, as well as Goldust in a thong.
I was going to say collector's edition should still be Pillman, just with the tiger trunks.
Excuse me, Goldust, the artist formerly known as Goldust. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. I apologize for that mess up. Mil Calzones. Now you can hit that Too Cool track, dog. Because we're going to our second break. And when we get back, I know you all tuned in to the Brainbusters this week to hear our take on the absurdity, the controversy, what's a word Kane would use here, guys?
Abomination.
I'm not that smart.
Abominativity of what went down in Brazil in the WWE with Y2J, Chris Jericho. Suspension. Wow. The biggest name WWE probably has wrestling with the company right now. Suspended. Also, we're going to have a special in-studio guest, guys, on the west side of Parts Unknown as we dive headfirst into the controversy from Brazil. The Brazilian screw job, I think we should tag that thing. Hashtag the Brazilian screw job at the Brainbusters on Twitter. You're listening to the Brainbusters. You're checking us out on the iTunes. You're listening on Stitcher. You got it on the RFM Live. Channel 1. We got headlines coming up later, and of course, we're going to get the bloody. Falls Count Anywhere. Still to come. Now just ride with me. A cartwheel, if you will. And now, Andre the Giant calls Dracula.
Hello, is this Transylvania? Is this Dracula? What do you want with me, Dracula? Me saw you, but pretty lady with blonde hair become squash you now. I, Dracula, cannot be killed that easily. Me kill you with chops? Sorry, that will not work on Dracula. Me kill you with headbutt? No. Andre definitely kill you with bear hug. That will not work on Dracula. Then I come over there and shoot you in the face. You cannot kill Dracula like that. Okay, instead I kill Hulk Hogan and destroy Hulkamania. And I show Dracula Andre is scariest monster? Dracula is the scariest creature of the night, and I will feast on Hulk Hogan's daughter's blood tonight. Hulk Hogan's scariest monster. Andre, smash on her. Ew. Gross. Poor word choice.
These are the biggest and baddest wrestlers in the entire world, and they're waiting to take you on in the ring. Or you can take them on with the Claims VCR WrestleMania game. This board game and video cassette puts the wrestling superstars in your corner and gives you the greatest wrestling moves of all time. So go ahead, jump into the ring. And with the VCR WrestleMania game, you can win. From Acclaim.
When our country is threatened.
2 days ago, X-5 nuclear warhead got jacked.
Loaded up. We call in the ultimate tool.
I'm in. The legendary MacGruber. Keep him on the line long enough to get a location. I've done this before. Listen to me, you piece. Hang up. Did you get it? No. Damn it, is that thing working?
Danger has one name.
MacGruber.
MacGruber?
Yeah, I heard it, Vicky. Jeez. Nag. I'm really sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
MacGruber.
Classic MacGruber.
Look for it on Blu-ray and DVD.
Come on! You know I got ya! Yeah! One! Break the wall! Break down the walls! Foot down with your back and watch the wall! Baby, you know you're Judas and I'm your priest! Baby, what I got is not from the least!
Come on! Yeah! Yeah! Come on, baby! Bread! Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Come on, baby! Come on! All right! Yay!
Balls to the wall.
drink. We're gonna do some drugs. We're gonna slap some bitches. We on Brainbuster Radio.
Live and in color on tape. Brainbuster Radio here. Ready to go balls to the wall on the Chris Jericho controversy in Brazil. Long Alan Ice-T here with Vinman and Jumpin' Jacob J. The Billboard and Blockbuster's fastest rising artist of 2012. This just in on blockbustermusic.com. Guys, Jericho suspended 30 days. We all know what happened. Flag thrown in the ring, kicked it. Heels have done that. I mean, you can't even count how many times. I mean, if you go back to the 80s, Russian flags, American flags were being burned, Iranian flags, Iraqi flags, Canadian flags. It's a flag party in the WWE usually. You go to Brazil for the first time, and one of your guys almost gets arrested and thrown in the slammer. WWE suspended Y2J for 30 days. Apparently, to me, it looks like they're just covering their asses because it was a local law. Any desecration of the Brazilian flag results in incarceration. Jericho was let go after apologizing, which, what kind of laws are these? You will not go to jail if you apologize. Okay. That would be great if we had that in America. A real country. But we don't. We enforce our laws. So it's already a shoddy law, guys. I mean, you are appalled and just completely shocked by this like I am, right?
You know what? It was so little. I mean, the video's online. He holds the flag up, looks at it, drops it down. I think wrinkles it in a ball, drops it down, and then kicks it. Like, Jericho does so much worse on the mic.
I mean, JBL goose-stepped in Germany, pretending that with his Adolf Hitler haircut, trying to be feign a Nazi image, and Jericho just kicked the flag.
I mean, look at what HBK did to the Canadian flag. Look at what LAX did to the United States flag.
Look at what Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation did to the United States flag.
I mean, I don't know.
This reminds me of an episode of Iron Chef when Bobby Flay stood on cutting boards and really offended the Japanese community. I mean,
was it a Japanese?
All he did
had to do was
cutting board? No, cutting boards are very sacred in Japanese. So I'm sure our Japanese super fan Takeshi Miike would tell you that. But I mean, all he had to do was apologize. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. This suspension, this has to be a work for something.
I mean,
It seems so absurd that it might be a work, but I don't think it is.
No. I don't have any good reason. Here, let me say this. I don't have any good reason for why Jericho went out there and apologized, except for this. I don't think he's ever been to the big house.
Oh, he's too pretty.
He probably didn't want to get that first record. Plus, you got to remember, this is Brazilian jail. This is not, jail in upper state New York where you have HBO.
Brazil, guys, it's mysterious. It's dangerous. Who knows what goes on in Brazilian jail? Who knows what kind of characters and people are in a Brazilian prison? I mean, no one knows really that much about Brazil, except that it's huge. There's a giant population. Everyone there is Catholic. The women have gigantic breasts and behinds. The men are great soccer players. A lot of them are MMA fighters. I mean, but other than that, we don't know about the culture, really. They dance,
it's one of the fastest rising economies in the entire world.
The economy is huge. They apparently got computers recently.
I'm just saying, Brazil was high on my vacation destination, and it's completely off now.
I was maybe going to try to go to the World Cup in 2014, but now I don't know. Now I don't know. It's a mysterious, mysterious place. I mean, what do we know about Brazil? We know Giselle. We know Ronaldinho, Carnival. But do you really know about the culture? I mean, is it corrupt? Are they patriotic?
I mean, this was just an honest mistake. He's down there trying to put on a good show. He had no idea what he was doing. He apologized.
I'll tell you what, they definitely are a sensitive people.
Oh,
yeah, but you heard the fans.
a
That
lot
was
like our
just
youth in
generic
America.
heel boos is all it was.
It's a very generic move, which is why I don't understand why WWE is just placating. But you know what? We do understand. I mean, you could cite a number of things.
Another
like we always
reason
do.
you got to think that this is some sort of work is because you would have thought that the WWE officials would have told all the wrestlers this, that if fans throw a flag in the ring, don't do that. If it is something that bad.
It's not a work. It's just a.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
You're very optimistic, buddy, because he was suspended. It was sent out to outlets like TMZ, who are the greatest news source in America today.
They've been fooled as well.
The Be a Star campaign, Linda McMahon's Senate run, it's all behind this. Heels nowadays have to be PC. You can't even do traditional heel actions, ways to get heat to get over. You can't kick a flag. You can't spit on anybody. You can't choke. You can't call fans homos. You can't cuss. Like, how are you supposed to get over as a heel nowadays? What? I don't even know. It's just all faces and goody-goody two-shoes in the ring. Jericho's a successful guy, so let's boo him, because that's what America does now. We just boo people who are successful. Long live Ronald Reagan. Guys, I mean, it's ridiculous. The PC era at its worst.
I agree. I mean, that's why we need people power to come in here and legitimize this company.
Well, I mean, you got to think, this is Jericho's first offense, so that's 30 days. Well, what if by chance something else happens? What if he's in Norway and say, you can't use a straw in your soda on Thursdays? That's going to be 60. That's 2 months with no pay.
Well, are we going to see Jericho in the WWE again?
Oh, I think so.
I think he's done.
I don't think he'll be around for quite some time now.
He does not need this. I mean, he is in the biggest rock band in the world. Why would he want to deal with a company that is going to shut his mouth?
But Money in the Bank is coming up. I mean, that is a whole year to tease.
I don't know, man.
You're right. He might just stick around for Money in the Bank.
Right? I mean,
that and come back in a year.
30 days isn't that long, but it's.
What if he takes that red briefcase to every Fozzy show across the world? Jericho's
such a big star. He doesn't need to go back. I don't see him going back. It's a travesty that WWE really has no balls anymore. They're like just some slut that's trying to get everybody all these women contraception. It's like healthcare for all. It's just liberalism run amok. I don't mean to sound like
they
Rush
have
Limbaugh
to
here.
appeal to the international crowd. They rely on them for buys.
Is the Brazilian market that
pay-per-view
important?
buys.
They've never been there before, and they're already kissing the feet of the Brazilian people. It's incredible.
I mean, you've got to be thinking about the locker room. If anytime they leave the U.S., is there going to be a meeting beforehand where you're going to have someone?
You have to respect other cultures when you go there. And what Jericho did was an atrocity, and he's lucky he didn't get arrested. I think he should go home, think about what he did. He's a huge star, but you can still learn. I don't care if you're the president of the United States, the biggest rock star in the world. You can learn life lessons. And this is a life lesson that Jericho's going to learn. The good people of Brazil let him off easy. In fact, we have a good person of Brazil here, guys, live and in studio. This is only our second live in studio interview ever, but we're going to do it right now, and we're going to get some more practice in. I think our interview skills are up to snuff. There might be a language barrier, so bear with me, guys. But allow me to welcome him in now. Are you all set, Bernardo?
Yes, I am set.
Okay, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, here on Brainbuster Radio right now, we are going to have an interview with a Brazilian wrestling fan who you were in attendance, Bernardo?
Oh, yes, I was in attendance. It was a good show, ended poorly.
A Brazilian wrestling fan who was in attendance at the Brazilian screw job where Chris Jericho kicked the flag and got suspended. We're going to interview him right now. His name is Bernardo Santamaria de Janeiro Donatelino. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you got it down very good.
Okay. Well, Bernardo, can I call you Bernardo?
Oh, yes, you can.
Bernardo, we're going to talk to you for some perspective because, I mean, we're Americans, and some would say sometimes we're ignorant. We have a very crazy right-wing media who makes us look really stupid. So we want to just clear it out here on Brainbuster Radio. Just exactly what happened in Brazil, why the Brazilian fans may or may not have been offended. Let me just ask you a few questions. So you were in attendance.
Yes, I went there. It was my first show.
And the first show ever in Brazil for WWE.
Yes, and it was my first time, and I had brought my she-man girlfriend, and we expected a good show.
You have a she-man girlfriend.
Oh, yes. In Brazil, it's either very ugly woman or very good-looking man-woman.
Okay, and is she here? She didn't travel up to the U.S. with you?
Oh, no. I left her back there so she can clean the house and, just do man work. Lift weights a couple of times, she needs to bench press.
Okay, so you're here in the U.S. now. Were you and your she-man girlfriend offended by what Chris Jericho did?
Oh, yes, I was very offended. Brazil is a great country. Yes, our roads are dirt. Yes, our women are men. But Brazilian flag is very special. We love Brazil.
So they're very patriotic guys, apparently. Fans, was the rest of the crowd offended? Was it Jake said it was a generic heel reaction. I don't know if you know what that means, but if I can maybe try to cross the language barrier,
okay.
Was the reaction not so vehement? Was it a violent reaction? Were the fans very outraged? Like, was there a possibility Chris Jericho's life was in danger?
Oh, yes, it was crazy. But what they did not put on the paper was that the Brazilian fans were throwing chairs. My she-male man picked up a little kid who was sitting next to us and threw it at the crowd. That's how angry she was.
Okay. Mr. Bernardo,
go ahead, Vin. Go ahead, Vinman. Were
you a big Chris Jericho fan before this incident? How the rest of the country of Brazil feel towards him before?
Well, Brazil loves talent, but we were not the big fans of Chris Jericho. We are more fans of better wrestlers like Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Alicia Fox kind of wrestlers.
Okay, so
interesting.
Young athleticism is what's respected in Brazil. It's a very youthful nation. Lots of club dancing and partying. I've read. All I know about Brazil, I've learned through Brazilian butt porn. That's pretty world famous, right?
Yes, we do love our butt porn. It's number one here.
Great behinds in Brazil. Like I said before, guys. Bernardo. So Brazilians love pro wrestling. Huge tradition down there. First WWE show there. What are some of the more historic things that are remembered wrestling-wise in Brazil? I mean, there's never been an event down there.
No, there hasn't.
But you guys appreciate the sport more than most people do. What are some, like, if I went out and at a bar in Brazil, what would I be talking about wrestling-wise with the locals?
Okay, well, yes. If you were to go into a bar, you would probably hear the names of these wrestlers, the best that Brazil thinks that the United States has to offer. The first one is Luna.
Luna Vachon.
Yes.
Okay. He
is a very big woman.
Well, I think she was full woman.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she was a woman's champ, a valet, but very, very iconic. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Then the second person who is wrestling right now is Yoshitatsu.
Yoshitatsu was in a big match against Damien Snadow.
Yes, he likes to wear highlights in hair and comes out to very funny music.
That's true. He's never held a title, though. Guys, you wouldn't say Yoshi. That's something different we have in common.
Well, I mean, it's a huge culture clash.
Yeah. Yoshitatsu, not too big in America.
Yeah.
We're in Brazil, I don't understand. What's the television program called that WWE puts down there? I wouldn't even know, guys.
It is Caliente Canal 5.
Caliente Canal 5. And that means?
Hot Channel 5.
Hot Channel 5. And that's Portuguese?
Yes, it is. I think, yeah, this is very Portuguese.
Okay, and that's what you speak as a first language.
Yes.
How many languages do you speak? I heard a lot of Brazilians speak a lot of languages.
Yes, I speak 3.
3 languages, and those are obviously English,
English,
Portuguese, and...
a little bit of a Spanish.
A Spanish, too?
Yes. And we also speak Indian.
Oh, okay. Oh, Indian?
Yes, Indian.
Well, like, what kind of Indian?
Oh, you know, like the ones that go, oh, 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 and they scalp heads. That kind of Indian. The booze-drinking ones.
Oh,
Bernardo.
That's Native American. Okay. Native American, I've
yes, Indian.
What kind of language? They have many languages. Yes. Let's get off the language topic. You got a question, Triple J?
Bernardo, this is Triple J. I wanted to know, in Brazil's history, have there been any other Americans that have come over and maybe not on purpose, but not knowing, disgraced their Brazilian flag also? Because here we don't have those same rules. Are there any other famous Americans that had this problem in the past?
Oh yes, there has been a couple. One is Epico and Primo, but they didn't really do nothing to the flag, but we just don't like Puerto Ricans holding the Brazilian flag
at all.
No, that's just disgusting. If you thought our water was bad, it's not as bad as Epico and Primo, just carrying the Brazilian flag. And then the next person is Bruiser Brody.
Bruiser Brody, he's dead. Yeah.
Yes, that's why. That's what happens when you come and you disrespect the Brazilian flag.
Oh my goodness!
Now, do things like that happen in your country? If you disrespect the Brazilian flag, are there as harsh punishments as death?
An idea of everyday life in Brazil. I mean, the punishments, the jail. Like we were talking about, what kind of people are in the jails, walking the streets? What is everyday life like in Brazil? We're ignorant Americans, like we said. We haven't been down there. It looks beautiful. I wanted to go to the World Cup. I'm a little fearful now.
I just want to know, are there more humans or goats on your streets?
Oh, it is about 50-50, but you might see a little more goats.
Now, do you own a computer?
No, I do not.
And like I said, give me just a brief description real quick before I get to the obvious question, which we put off to the very end of the interview. Everyday life in Brazil. If we're stupid Americans, describe Brazil to us.
Okay, first I will wake up and put on my sandals because we do not afford shoes here in Brazil. Then you walk into the dirt road 5 miles to get a drink of water. And then after you have a drink of water, you go inside into a bar where there's many disgusting men and the disgusting she-man women. And they're just right there fornicating. But it's okay because we're in Brazil and everything like that is okay.
It's a very sexual culture.
Oh, yes, very, very.
But it's also very Catholic.
Oh, yes, we do love Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you're okay. Well, that's something we haven't.
Now, how do you feel? Because we came across a pastor that did not at all like wrestling. Is that the same over there, or I would assume not? Or is that the reason why WWE has not been over there?
Is the Catholic Church down there anti-professional wrestling?
No, we love professional wrestling as much as soccer. It is okay. God says good, wrestle.
Really, though, that's interesting. I mean, cage fighting is really accepted there.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. How does it compare to MMA? I know MMA is real big down in Brazil. How does professional wrestling stand up to the Brazilian culture?
Yeah, who's a bigger star in Brazil, Yoshitatsu or Anderson Silva?
Okay, there's two different. MMA is very good. It's not as real as wrestling, but I will have to say Yoshitatsu is beating Anderson Silva just by a tiny hair.
And he's not even Brazilian, guys.
No, he is not.
Interesting.
Well, I think I've got a better idea of what it's like in Brazil. It's very kind of you, Bernardo, to come into our studio. You recently came to America. This is your first time in America.
Oh, yes, first time.
And I've held this off to the end of the interview. Why are you in America? I mean, we didn't contact him to ask him to fly here for the interview. We could have done it on the phone. Why are you? I met you, and you agreed to come on the show. Why are you in America? Why are you in the United States?
Well, I am here in America for one thing, and that is to catch Chris Jericho. I'm looking at his tweets on a thing called the computer, and I'm trying to figure out where he is at because I am a bounty hunter for Brazil.
Okay, so that's what you do for work in Brazil? You're a bounty hunter?
Yes, very, very violent in Brazil. So I catch them all.
Okay. So
now, how did you get your bounty hunting equipment through the airport?
Oh, it was very easy. I snuck them all in my ass.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And what weapons exactly do you use, if any, or what deterrents do you use to catch people as a bounty hunter?
What I use is a can of hairspray.
Okay, that's something you would have to, I guess, sneak past security. Okay.
I use rope. So, I can, like the cowboy John Wayne,
yes.
I catch them.
John Wayne is big in Brazil?
Oh, yeah, he's a cowboy, so he's good.
Okay.
He shoot people like Brazilian people shoot people.
Okay.
And then also, I bring paper, but Brazilian paper, not American soft paper. This is Brazilian strong paper, mostly made of wood.
Okay, so this is straight from the Amazon.
Oh, yes, this is very Amazon.
And this deters guys who are running away. How?
Oh, when they run away, you just throw it at their feet, and it just cuts them.
Nasty paper cuts.
Yes,
wow.
Very, very nasty.
So you're gonna be looking for Chris Jericho. How long are you up here for?
I bring them to justice. I take them all the way back to Brazil, or maybe I just finish him off here in the United States. I haven't decided yet.
What does finish him off mean?
Well, as you know, Bruiser Brody's story, you know how it ends.
You're gonna decapitate him?
Yes, I am going to cut off his dick like my she-male girlfriend.
Oh, you're gonna cut his dick off?
Yes, I will.
That's brutal. That's violent. That's illegal in America. You would go to American jail if you got caught doing that. Or
okay.
Canadian jail.
It's okay. I would just apologize like in Brazil.
So, but ideally you'd like to bring Jericho back to Brazil to face justice.
Yes, Brazilian justice.
Brazilian justice. A whole nother kind of justice, guys. Bernardo Santa Maria de Rio de Janeiro Donatelino. I'm saying that right?
Yes, you are good.
Or almost right. Thank you for coming in here on Brainbuster Radio. We are enlightened. I think we have bridged that gap. We are truly now an international incident on the iTunes, Stitcher, Error FM Live. Thanks a lot, Bernardo. Guys, thank Bernardo.
Thank you, Bernardo.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming in.
Yes.
That allows us to get into this a little bit more with a clearer vision of what went on, guys. Jericho obviously offended the Brazilian culture, which is, I think we can agree, very different from our culture now.
Oh, it sure sounds like it.
It's night and day.
Bernardo sounds like a really nice man. I just wish the rest of the culture was like he is.
Guys, he left here. Let me just say, that guy is a maniac. I couldn't get him to take a picture for the Twitter. The guy is one of the most bizarre-looking gentlemen I've ever seen. I've never seen so many moles so close to each other on someone's face. It's not funny as much as it is terrifying. And the guy literally, he had a utility belt with a can of Paul Mitchell hairspray, a piece of rope that would not wrap around my wrist, and it's not like I got a Big Show wrist. And that Brazilian paper he was talking, it looked like an index card. It was an index card. The guy left, he was nuts. Straight from Brazil, though, I met him at my local Brazilian joint, where you put the red or the green dot in front of your plate and they chop the meat onto your plate.
Oh, yeah.
Went there with this girl I'm having sex with, and I met the guy there. He was there eating, and I kind of went there trying to get a gauge, but no one there was Brazilian except this guy, and we started talking, and I said, I have to bring him on to talk about the Jericho incident, and it just furthers my anger, guys. This is absurd. WWE covering their ass, just more PC bullshit. You guys, after that, are you still pissed off? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't make this situation that much easier to swallow. I'm pissed off. I can't even take it. And Jericho's having fun with it. God bless him. He is an entertainer to the fullest. He is on Twitter and making just light of the situation. He doesn't care. He's the biggest rock star in the world. He's the best at everything he does. The best in the world at every single thing he does. And he's on Twitter, guys, and you read it too. He's on Twitter, and he's got a countdown going. A little countdown for the days that he's suspended. And he started the countdown not at day 30, but at day 27, I guess, is when we picked it up. And the tweets are just phenomenal. The guy is a genius. Number 27, day 27, quoting Jericho, my dad's number when he played in the NHL. Also, my ranking in the top 50 WCW superstars of all time. Also, today's date.
Day 26. This is Jericho right here. Day 26 is an R&B group formed by P. Diddy in 2007. I was also 26 years old when I won the WCW Cruiserweight Championship for the first time.
Jericho again. 25 or 6 to 4 is my favorite Chicago song. Loudness has a song called 25 Days from Home. 25 was also the number of Winnipeg Jet Thomas Steen.
Classic Jericho, guys. And you know what? The countdown, I'm hoping he keeps it up. But you know what? We've got the Brainbusters, for all of you, the listening public, have got a little countdown to go by as to why WWE dropped the ball. Listen to this countdown and think of it as a lesson to be taught in that Jericho is the greatest entertainer, singer, wrestler, dancer, game show host there is out there today. WWE, take note. I hope one of you jagoffs in the executive offices is listening because you dropped the ball. Counting down why you're an idiot. Number 24. 24 was the show that Fox wanted to cast Jericho in as Jack Bauer. But he was busy becoming the first undisputed World Heavyweight Champion that year.
23 won his first title, the NWA Middleweight Championship, holding it for 11 months.
22. Ozzy was 22 when Black Sabbath debuted their self-titled album, paving the way for the greatest rock band of all time, Fozzy, to debut 29 years later.
$21,000 is how much the Geritron 6000 costs.
20. The amount of titles he has held in the WWE.
19. The WrestleMania he stole the show with HBK in maybe one of the best matches ever.
18. The WrestleMania in which Jericho was robbed by Triple H in his first Mania main event.
17. The age difference with Steamboat, whom he crushed at WrestleMania 25.
16. The amount of women who rushed the stage at Fozzy's last concert.
15. The amount of number one hits Fozzy has had stolen from them by other bands.
14. Total eliminations in Royal Rumble appearances.
13. The amount one is usually knocked out after a code breaker.
12. The amount of nicknames Y2J has, starting with Y2J, Lionheart, One Bad Mama Jamma, Paragon of Virtue, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, King of the World, Man of 1,004 holds, the Mental Mastermind, the Manitoban Jet, King of Bling Bling, the Sexy Beast, baby, and the best in the world at everything he does.
11. The age at which he lost his virginity at an Accept concert.
10. Inches, the longest his beard has ever been.
9 is what Germans were screaming when he lost to CM Punk in WWE's last European tour.
8. The number of theme songs he's had.
7. The number of managers he has had. Ralphus, Jerichoholic Ninja, Viva Los Jerichos, Mr. Hughes, China, Lance Cade, Steph.
6. The number of weeks he lasted on Dancing with the Stars, longer than any professional wrestler ever has.
5. His number of finishers. Codebreaker, Breakdown, Lion Salt, Lion Tamer, Walls of Jericho.
4. Amount of film appearances: MacGruber, Bloodstained Memories, Albino Farm, Android Apocalypse.
3. What the ref counted when he beat Stone Cold Steve Austin for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world.
2. Beat the 2 greatest superstars of all the times to become the first ever undisputed world heavyweight champion.
And 1. The very first ever undisputed champ.
Come on! You know I gotcha! Yeah! 1, break the wall! Break down the walls! Foot what's the wall? Baby, you know the truth is, and I'm your priest. Baby, what I got is not from the least. Bring it to the stage in the rage of the beast. Step in the arena and break the wall, yeah! Step in the arena and break the wall, yeah! You know, coming on down, Jericho! You know I got ya, yeah, you know.
WWF. Raw. WWF. Raw is war.
Ho! 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 I didn't stutter. 4 DVDs and a T-shirt. We got great T-shirts. We got great DVDs. This has been the hit of every show that we do these at. We sell them out. It is just a madhouse because they're so cool. Remember, if you get up to 3, I'll give you 3 different shirts, 12 different DVDs. If you get 2, I'll give you 2 different shirts and 8 different DVDs. But that's not all. Just because when I'm there at these things, so many people ask me to do it, you may not want me to do it. It's okay, I'm going to do it anyway. Absolutely free. Every time you order one of my Don West, Instinct, Brown Bag Specials, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll autograph the back. Just for fun. You don't want it, throw the bag away. It's okay, it won't hurt my feelings. Just doing it just for those 2 or 3 people that might want that. Last chance, $20, Brown Bag Special, 4 DVDs, T-shirt, autograph. Get it today.
A lot of people were very surprised to see Brock Lesnar. He wasn't a guy who would come to fights when he was a member of the
you
UFC.
got that right?
What was he doing here?
Yeah. I don't know. Apparently now he's a big fan.
Is there anything more to that?
Yeah.
Anything that you'd like to share?
No. He was here. I mean, I think that says it all.
Is there a chance that he may come back?
Possibly, yeah.
So you've talked to him about this?
No.
You're just hoping that he'll come back.
When I do, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
How did it come about that Brock Lesnar ended up here? Did you call and say, hey, I want to go to the fight?
Yeah, he texted me and said, I want to come to the fight. Keep it quiet. Don't tell anybody. I said, okay.
How long ago? Like just in the last couple of days? Or
No, I don't know. A week ago? A week and a half ago?
So what are the chances of this guy coming back? I mean, what did he say otherwise?
That's it. Exactly what he texted me. He said, what are you doing tonight? I'm doing a press conference. I want to talk face to face. I said, okay.
You think you'll chat with him tonight, later tonight? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him tonight. Yep.
So do you think
you never know with him. He might want to come back. He might just want to hang out.
Well, what are your thoughts? Assuming he does want to come back, assuming that's what he wants to talk about. I mean, didn't have the greatest finish, but obviously a big moneymaker, a big draw. What are your thoughts on it?
I still think Brock Lesnar's, one of the top guys in the heavyweight division. Is he in the top 5? I don't know.
Would you allow Brock to do that if he did want to come back?
I don't know.
Maybe towards the idea?
I don't know. We got to talk and see what's going on.
But you're at least open to thinking about it. It sounds like.
Yeah. Well, he went back to the WWE. It's no secret. I mean, I think people get it. There's nothing fake going on over here. It's real, and I don't know. We'll see.
We're talking hard times and clotheslines. Here are the Brainbusters.
You've got smart shows, you've got funny shows, and you've got perfect shows. Long Island Iced Tea here with Vinman and Triple J Jumpin' Jacob J. Soon to be Grammy Award-winning Triple J Jumpin' Jacob J. Here with our final segment on Brainbuster Radio. Follow us at The Brainbusters on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube /Brainbuster Radio. You're listening on the iTunes, Stitcher, or live on tape on Error FM Live at errorfm.com. Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, it is headlines time before we get bloody and bloody and bloodier. This week, Headlines is brought to you by Marburger brown paper bags. Whether you need to give your child a lunch or conceal your 40 ounces of liquor, use a Marburger brown paper bag. Marburger brown paper bag. Brown paper bag. Brown paper bag. Headlines, guys. Let's go right into it. Dana White, before we got back from the break, talking Brock Lesnar at UFC 146. And, of course, you see Brock at UFC, rumors start to swirl. People saying, is he going to return? What is this? He met with Dana White afterwards, and apparently, from reports, it was an unproductive meeting. And it appears to me and a lot of other people out there in the professional wrestling and the mixed martial sissy fighting universe that Brock was making a power play to get WWE and UFC to compete for him. UFC is obviously refusing to do business with WWE. What do we see it as?
I mean, this is just all good for Brock's stock. Anything to get him out there.
Hey, he's got limited dates on WWE. Why not get his face out there? It's good for WWE.
I don't think UFC would be, before he showed up on the USA Network, it doesn't seem like there was a great demand for him, but now he's main eventing pay-per-views. People want to talk.
There's always a demand for Brock Lesnar.
He's a freak talent.
And Dana White knows that. If Brock was 100%, he would still be fighting in UFC right now. This is.
You mean in the WWE? Yeah,
I disagree
he would be the
there.
champion.
But Dana White's just stirring the pot here.
I don't think it's Dana White.
There's nothing with him coming back. I don't know exactly why they met, but there's nothing.
Dana White's refusing to do business with WWE, but when in fact allowing Lesnar TV time and discussing his name is only helping the WWE because Lesnar's contracted with them through WrestleMania 29. He's quit. He quit, but we're gonna break kayfabe here for a second, and Brock Lesnar's coming back. It's a storyline, guys. It's professional wrestling. It's real. It's damn real, but it's a story. Okay.
And it can't be soon enough for him to come back because Raw needs something.
I disagree there, but we don't have enough time to debate. We got to get to the next headline. Germany, who we've strangely discussed a few times already on this show. Rarely do the Germans make appearances on this show. Maybe we'll get an authentic German in for our next interview. Germany has renamed the No Way Out pay-per-view to No Escape. This is because they have already aired a pay-per-view this year in Germany titled No Way Out. This happened when the previous Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was renamed to No Way Out due to previous war crimes in Germany. For a second, I had to think, war crime. What? Chamber? War crime? Eliminate? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I put two and two together. Probably not a good idea. When's too soon, guys?
I don't know. I guess that's a culture thing that we're just not going to understand over here because I didn't pick it up right away. I don't remember anything, any specific one chamber being, called that in the history books. It kind of sounded like a a generic term
You
for.
sound like an Iranian guy in saying that I don't believe anything with chambers ever occurred in Germany or Poland or anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need a German fan on here to clear some of this up.
Yeah,
That's right. I mean, we don't get it. Somebody has to.
I know many Jewish people that think that's a little too soon, guys, and let's be a little PC here. Let's not go kicking flags. But it did remind me of one thing. It reminded me, seeing this headline, it's similar, don't you think, guys? Remember when Philly changed the name of the Loser Leaves Town match in ECW between Shane Douglas versus Taz to avoid any confusion with the fans? They changed the name of the Loser Leaves Town match to Only the Man Who Loses This Match Leaves Town match. Just to not confuse people in Philly, because you don't want, people getting up and leaving town mid pay-per-view. Rim shot me, Mill. Hey-oh! Yeah. Philadelphia. City of Losers. Next headline. Damn it, I don't have a Steiner update for you guys this week. He sadly did not have a Twitter post on Hogan or Brooke Hogan.
Well, I think probably after Thursday's Impact, he'll certainly have one.
But you know what? If he did,
Brooke Hogan debuting on Impact this week.
If he did have a Twitter post about what he was going to say about Brooke, what would it sound like?
That's funny you ask, because it's not what would it sound like. It wasn't a Twitter post, but if you subscribe to BigPapaPump.com, you get a newsletter every week. And he sent us this because I've been a member, since '93. I'm not even worried about Hogan this week. Got some business to tend to. My buddies down here in Georgia. Getting into some lucrative IPOs and .coms, making money. Not like Hogan's whore of a daughter said she could on her back. The old-fashioned way. Blood, sweat, and tears. God bless. And that was in Big Papa Pump's email in his newsletter this week. So he's not on Twitter this week, but if you're in Big Papa Pump Nation, you're getting all the information you need on Steiner. And now we also go into our a little bit. Oh no, wait. Oh, here Twitter thing here. I was going to head into TNA real quick for some reason. I don't know why I want to talk TNA. Twitter wasn't blowing up with Steiner posts this week, but Paul Heyman made noise, saying something cryptic about 2012 being an insane year. And CM Punk responded, they have no idea, Paul. Is it a cryptic message? Things to come? Let's take a leap in the dark, guys. What's going on?
I don't see anything significant about this. I'm sure.
I don't even think CM Punk knows what Paulie's talking about.
Who knows with Paulie? I mean, I expect big things out of him as always this year, but I don't exactly know what. If I had to guess, Paul, let me just say, I'm going to call it here. If I say this and it ends up being true, I look like a genius. So Paul Heyman's going to manage CM Punk. He's going to turn heel and hold the title all the way till WrestleMania 30. Boom, I called it. All right. TNA news now, since I love TNA all of a sudden. Dandy Don West, leaving TNA. The man has been with the company since its inception. Shocking news, guys. Don West is pretty much synonymous with TNA. The notorious and exceptional Pitchman will be leaving on good terms to become the new general manager for the Wenatchee Wild hockey team in Wenatchee, Washington. So definitely an upgrade. I definitely would be rather work in Wenatchee, Washington than with TNA. You guys, thoughts on Don West, though? I thought he was good when he was on TV.
Unbelievable, man. Great on the mic, great in the back, selling stuff. I mean, this guy could really do it all. WWE should jump on this guy. He could really help them out.
Oh, he's a talent. He could sell the shit out of anything.
The Wild need to stock up on all merchandise that he have, because I can say Don West personally talked me out of a large going for an extra large whenever I was down in the great state of Georgia. He hand-delivered that RVD shirt to me. So, I mean, only good things can happen for this team. Classy
guy, and one of the few bright spots in TNA. They're they're going to be hurting from that. I don't see how they could possibly replace that guy.
Oh, they can't.
They can't. That's a big loss. Alex Shelley last week, now Dandy Don West. Tough. But TNA has done it again, guys. TNA does it again. And see, this is why I've been pounding home for weeks now. WWE's in the shitter. They've made that fatal move. They're going to be gone in a few weeks. End of WWE as we know it. TNA going live. And listen to this. This is just so encouraging. Breath of fresh air news. All of the backstage segments on Thursday's Impact were unscripted, and none of the verbiage was given to the talents beforehand. They knew where they were going and were basically told to treat it as a serious situation. There are a lot more plans to let talents speak their own words without tightly written scripts moving forward. The feeling within the company is that this will accentuate their talent, differentiating their product from WWE's. Genius! Wow, they get it!
That's how it should be done, and they're doing it.
It's how it should be. Let's just not give it to Jeff Hardy.
Just hope no one kicks a flag when you go to Brazil, guys, because then you're fucked. Then you're going to have guys throwing index cards and little pieces of rope at you with their she-men girlfriends. I can't believe that's true. I know there's a lot of AIDS down there. Final story before we get into Falls Count Anywhere. TNA is suing the World Wrestling Entertainment Company. Listen to this, guys. This is interesting. This is fucking interesting, man. Brian Wittenstein signed a non-disclosure agreement after leaving TNA for the WWE. Apparently he's a squirrely Jewish type that went behind the scenes to WWE from TNA. The lawsuit claims that former TNA employee Wittenstein leaked information to WWE, including terms of TNA wrestler contracts. WWE lawyer Jerry McDevitt told the AP, Associated Press, that WWE did not try to lure Ric Flair or any other contracted TNA talent. McDevitt says WWE never asked Wittenstein to disclose the information, and when he did, they fired him, and then sent the information back to TNA. Looks awfully sketchy, WWE. Hard to deny getting this kind of information. McDevitt told the AP, though, to us, it's no good deed goes unpunished kind of thing. They sued us for doing the right thing.
Do the right thing.
WWE martyring themselves here. After WWE fired Wittenstein, they wanted to protect themselves, so they approached TNA with what they knew. TNA, feeling that Flair was giving them trouble because he wanted out of his deal to return to WWE, put the two situations together and felt like they had the right to file suit against WWE. Feeling with WWE is that they are being sued by TNA for doing the right thing. Guys, WWE looks slimy here, but you know what? In a court of law, I don't see how TNA can get them.
I mean, this is just the third of 3 lawsuits that they have going on right now. I mean, this is probably the least
plus many more we don't know about. Sorry, I interrupted you. What you said?
I mean, I go ahead, Vinman.
I was saying, I mean, this is the third lawsuit that they have going on right now. This is probably the least important one, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely the Triple H one, Brock Lesnar.
But, I mean, I thought there was something about an event coordination also. I don't know what WWE could gain about, hosting a Raw in Disney.
Well, this guy was an event coordinator for TNA, so he just had all sorts of information that he was giving to WWE, who apparently didn't want any of it. No, don't tell us what our competition's doing. They don't need to. So, I don't think WWE needs to worry about this. It's a silly lawsuit. It's TNA's. Is this TNA's first time doing this against WWE? We'll have to bring you those facts next week because we're running out of time. We got to get into Falls Count Anywhere. But that was headlines, and it doesn't matter if it's in the ring, out of the ring, in the courtroom. We cover it all on headlines every week. Brainbuster Radio on the iTunes, Stitcher, and airfmlive.com. Channel 1 every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time Zone live. On tape. But it's time to pull those blades out from your wrist tape, cut yourself, and get bloody. It's Falls Count Anywhere. Warning. Unauthorized interception or receipt is prohibited. This pay-per-view event is the exclusive property of World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated. Only by paying a fee to a cable operator or other entity authorized by WWE Incorporated is the viewer granted a limited license to view this pay-per-view program. Retransmission or otherwise distributed in any manner whatsoever without the express written consent of WWE Incorporated. Federal law provides for civil penalties and criminal penalties against any violators. Unauthorized viewers beware and be forewarned. That right there is how you can tell what kind of world we live in. The reaction to that warning right there will tell you everything you need to know. The people who are about to embark on 3+ hours of pure, uncut entertainment, the good shit, will react in two ways. They will either see this as a severe warning, and they dare not question it, or they see it as a dare that they happily take on. It used to be someone you knew bit the bullet and taped that month's pay-per-view and distributed it to those who couldn't make the party or those willing to trade a tape or two. It spawned a whole culture. Nowadays, though, no one has a VCR, and the actual physical transaction of illegally obtained copies of your favorite once-in-a-lifetime events is dead and gone. Today is the day of torrent sharing and internet-based wrestling communities. Although the spirit is still alive in this ether world, the same mystique and lore is not there in the real world. It seems to me that younger generations will have a tougher time connecting with their friends and becoming true students of the game, as it were, with the lack of tape trading. Anything done over the internet is preceded with caution and skepticism usually. Shame and discretion are not qualities a truly smart mark should possess. I guess I am doing the same old thing we do here all the time. When something dies out, we say, it's not as good as it once was. And, we bang the table and say, we need to bring back VCRs. Convert the live feeds of these shows to digital outputs and not. Do it. Come on, WWE's altering the history. How we all remember it. It's a travesty. Save our memories. I'm not going to do that. All I will say is I feel privileged. Just like I said at the beginning of this program. I'm privileged to live in the greatest country of all time. And I'm privileged to have lived in a time where pressing record gave the hair on your neck reason to stand up. And the 5-inch wiener in your pants reason to stand up. And the reason for your butthole to tighten up. Swapping a WCW pay-per-view for a WWF pay-per-view meant you were getting the footage as remembered by two separate companies and not just the one up north. Thank the good Lord above that I lived in this generation. Perhaps the greatest generation. What World War II veterans did for us, I would like to think we did for the professional wrestling community in the future. God bless tapes. And God bless the troops. And that's an order.
Be a star, but don't rub it in my face. We've talked earlier in the show about the superstars apparently needing more time off because out of all their mandated outside of the ring activities, from SmackDown Your Vote to Reading Challenge, and now the new number one priority that WWE has, the Be a Star initiative. Let me first say, I do not advocate any bullying of any type, and I am all about stopping this heinous act. But when programming is being taken away to show the same footage of Sheamus kneeling next to a girl in a wheelchair, it is just too much. Do what you have to, but do not take away our entertainment. Do what you have to, but do not put the stress on these courageous men and women that are going out there and doing their job. The fact of the matter is, Vince McMahon could single-handedly save an entire kindergarten class from a burning school building, and the WWE would still not make the news unless there was a celebrity involved in a gimmick match or a wrestler died. Do what we want you to do. Be a star in your own way. But please, just be real.
Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, woo, son of a gun, styling and woo, profiling, custom made from head to toe, living in a big house on the big side of town, ha ha, bright lights, big city, long limousines, private jets, and woo, good looking women. I'm talking at the top of my lungs and I don't know why. Slick Rick, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, what's woo causing all this? Woo! It's the end of the line. Big man, if I could be serious for a moment, Rick, I'm tired. We're all tired of seeing you on worldwide television, rolling around in your underwear, getting half naked, and bleeding profusely. It's an embarrassment. A true embarrassment. Believe me, there's no bigger admirer of your work than I am. But it's over. I understand that times are tough. I understand you spent all your life making 300, spending 500. But it's over. You're not in any condition to still go like Steamboat or the Stinger. Or any other legend you beat for that title 20 years ago. Sure, you can still talk with the best of them, but you look like hell. An embarrassment. I'm glad you've jumped off the Titanic known as TNA. It's now time to sign a fat Legends contract with the company up north and a manager that'll take care of you. And all your mistresses. Better yet, I suggest you go the Hogan route and get a reality show. Ooh. Oh, my brother, testify.
And so goes another episode of Brainbuster Radio into the books. We're storming through these hard times with you, hand in hand. Like we said, doesn't matter if it's out there on the field, in the ring, courtroom, backyards, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, your local funeral parlor. All that news is going to be covered right here, analyzed, discussed, and regurgitated out back to you in an entertaining way, because we are the Brainbusters, and we don't bring nothing but the best shit, dog. Jumpin' Jacob J debuted one of the greatest songs ever today. Go listen to it. YouTube.com/Brainbuster Radio. You're going to love it. It's going to sweep the nation just like the Yes song did. AJ Lee, if you're listening, give Jake a shot. He's a really great guy. I heard he licks toes, if you're into that.
Just be my Queen of Naboo.
Be his Queen of Naboo.
You don't even need the face paint if you don't want to.
Be his Queen of Middle Earth. Vinman, excellent job as always. I am Long Island Iced Tea, saying see you next week. Thanks.
was a girl I didn't care about. When she came on, I just went and changed the channel. And then she hooked up with the Bri. I like her now. It doesn't matter if she wears plaid or flannel. She seemed like a nice girl, just a pretty young thing. Always at Brian's side, she wasn't lazy. The kiss of death happened, he was champ no more. And this is when that girl started getting crazy. AJ, you're everything I want. You're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I like your skulls with pink bows. I like the plaid that you wear. I really like your high-laced Converse kicks. I didn't know this about me, but like CM Punk said, I kinda dig crazy chicks. You can claw out my eyes, you can burn down my house, you can stalk me every day and all night. I'll even carry your bags, please come home with me. We can go inside and then turn out the light. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. I'll play Space Invaders with you all day. I'll listen to every word that you have to say. I'll be your Lord of the Ring, you'll be my Queen of Naboo. Just give me one chance to appreciate you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ, you're everything I want, you're everything I need. I thought it through and through. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. AJ Lee, you may be crazy, but you make me crazy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting breaking news. Randy Orton has been suspended for 60 days. 60 days the Viper will not be in action. Tune in next week. Tweak. 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 Tweak.